Welcome back. Let's quickly wrap up today's lesson. What did we do? First, we started calculating an interest rate. Then we went on to simple interest, quickly stopped by compound interest, and ended with a comparison between simple and compound interest. The words we used today was interest. It's the extra money earned when you make an investment or charged when you borrow money. For example, if you borrowed 100 Rand from your friend and they charge you an interest amount of 25 Rand of the borrowed amount, this means that you will need to pay back 125 Rand. So you borrowed 100 Rand, they charged you 25 Rand, so you pay back 125 Rand. Then interest rate. Now remember, interest rate is the extra percentage that is charged on the money borrowed or earned on money invested. For example, if you borrowed 100 Rand from your friend and they charge you interest of 10% of the borrowed amount, you will pay 10% extra on top of that 100 Rand that you borrowed. Then the two types of interest. Simple interest, it's interest charged on the original amount due only, resulting in the same fee every time. For example, if I earn 400 Rand interest in year 1, I will continue earning only 400 Rand for every other year. Compound interest is interest charged in addition to another interest. Example, if I earn 10% interest on 100 Rand for year 1, for year 2, the interest will be calculated on 110 Rand, the amount inclusive of interest. But guys, don't let this fool you. Compound interest isn't always the better option. It depends on the interest rate and also the time period. Common errors, there's only one. Using formula to calculate simple and compound interest. Remember, in mathematical literacy, simple and compound interest are calculated manually. You are not allowed to use the formulas, even though we know them. Please don't use them. It's not supposed to be that way. The next one, calculating simple interest instead of compound and vice versa. So what you need to do is read the scenario carefully. It will always be indicated. Look out for the word compounded. The moment you see the word compound, you know it is compound interest. Otherwise, it needs to be simple interest. And then early rounding off. Guys, keep all your decimals until the final answer. So only round off at the final answer to 2 decimal places because we are working with money. And then the challenge I leave you with. Tembi took out a loan for 34,000 Rand at a bank with an interest rate of 13.4% compounded annually for 2 years. After her first year, the interest rate went up with 3.4%. Calculate the total repayment value of this loan. And that brings us to the end of today's lesson. Thank you for joining in. I hope to see you again. Goodbye.